What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Narcissist Code. I'm your favorite self-aware narcissist, Mr. Lee Hammock, better known as Mental Healness from TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. You know where to find me at. If this is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice, I'm a diagnosed narcissist, and I use my platform to raise awareness for narcissistic personality disorder, get more people into therapy, and also in the process of doing all of that, validate the victims and survivors of this disorder. Today's episode is going to be like a little short update on the Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito investigation, things like that. So if you don't know who Brian Laundrie is, Gabby Petito, stop the video right now, stop the podcast right now, Google Gabby Petito, and you'll get caught up. A lot of people think that Brian Laundrie is a narcissist, or even darker, a sociopath, or maybe possibly somebody with antisocial personality disorder. So I'm going to go on the premise that he is a narcissist. You know what I mean? So in the first series, the first video I did of this, I kind of went over the footage of what I think, what he was doing. So he was clearly out there, gaslighting people, playing the victim and such. And he even got the police on his side to show that he played the victim, to make him feel like the victim. They even said it. The police said, hey, you're a victim of domestic violence, so we're going to treat you just like we would treat a woman. If a woman had called, we're going to put her in jail or whatever. Then he switched it up, got to play the hero. No, she can take the van. She can do this. And her, Gabby, who is experiencing reactive abuse over there, sad out of her mind. Rest in peace, by the way, because you know they recently found her body, and that's what I'm about to get to. So Brian, narcissist, Gabby out there just reacting to the narcissistic abuse or whatever. She's shaking, she's crying or whatever. He's cool, calm, and collected. His body language displays that he's cool, calm, and collected. When they told him that he was the victim, his whole demeanor relaxed. He started making jokes, saying that she was crazy, joking around and stuff like that. But now that at the end of all that, they found Gabby passed away from strangulation. And guess who did it? Mr. Brian Laundrie allegedly did it. Nobody can find him anymore. Nobody knows where he is. Nobody knows where he's at. Is he alive? Is he not? Where is he at? And the cause of death was strangulation. And that's very, very important here, because when you strangle somebody with your bare hands, you want it to be, it's personal. It is 100% personal. You want them to see. You want them to look in their eyes. You want them to look into your eyes and feel it. You want them to know it's you. And sometimes, it's just a very, very personal thing to do, is to strangle somebody. And who knows, he might have did it as a crime of passion or whatever. He got upset, narcissistic, sociopathic rage or whatever. He got raged out and unalived her, allegedly. You know what I mean? But we'll never know. And apparently they didn't find her body for 3 to 4 weeks later on. But this is where the situation gets a little choppy at, because like I said, they found her strangulation, which is a very, very personal thing to do. So he wanted her to know it was him. No behind the back, no pillow over your face. This is my bare hands around your throat, taking you away from here. The power and the control of the person who feels doing that is probably something to a narcissistic sociopath or whatever he is. It's probably a very, very powerful thing for him to do. Just with your bare hands. It's very, very personal. And then he can just casually get in her van, and drive home to his family. And this is where the family comes into play. Because, I say this all the time. A narcissist family doesn't owe anybody, doesn't owe you loyalty. Doesn't owe the victim, doesn't owe the survivor any type of loyalty. Narcissists, the family, are typically the worst of enablers when it comes to dealing with a narcissist. They just are 100%. Sometimes they're going to be, well, I say 100% sometimes. 100%, not 100%. Most of the time, the parents or the family members or the close friends are going to be the worst enablers of that person, of that narcissistic person. Brian Laundrie's family knows exactly where he is, because they're too calm in these interviews that they're doing, y'all. They're too calm in these interviews. They know exactly what he did. When all of a sudden, he's at home chilling, riding bikes with his family, and all of a sudden they find her body, put it on the news, and now he disappears. They know exactly where he's at. The sister, Flying Monkey, gets onto the news and say, we love Gabby. We hope that this is all just a misunderstanding and blah blah blah. This Brian, they allegedly know that Brian did that, and Brian probably told them, and Brian is probably 100% still in communication with them. Y'all know how powerful it must. He probably, like, honestly, psychos like that, they might go back to the scene of where they did it at. So he might be right back where he did it at, allegedly committed the crime at. You know what I mean? Oh, because I know, because if you're a parent on here and your son was missing, you didn't know where they were at, wouldn't you be worried? Wouldn't you be shaking? Wouldn't you be like, just pleased to come home, pleased to turn yourself in, pleased to, pleased to on the news? You have the world is watching you. Literally, the entire world is watching you. Garden, do all this stuff calmly, cool, calm, and collected. I think that they know he's alive. I think they know where he's at. I think he's communicating with them probably through the mail or something like that. Can't, because phone calls are being monitored. The FBI, everybody's on them right now. It'll be a great bust. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they're still in communication with him. I'm pretty sure they still know. Allegedly, they still know. Because think about it. If you were to get into a situation where you were, your son was missing, your daughter was missing, you would be on the news. Please come home. Please come back. Please. So we can sort this misunderstanding out. No, they're cool, calm, and collected. They're just like, we just wish Gabby, we're praying for Gabby's family or whatever. We're also praying for Brian and our family. What? Huh? Yo, that's manipulation. Who knows what Brian told them? Brian probably came home and told them that Gabby got sick or something like that. Something happened to Gabby, whatever. Him and Gabby broke up and he left her. He left her in a rage. He left her by herself and something might have happened to her. He doesn't know. He hasn't talked to her. Whatever. Comes out on the news that she's actually dead. They probably talk to him. He'd be like, I had nothing to do with that. Can you help me hide? Can you help me get away from here? They, allegedly, they do this. They help him hide and things like that. So he's probably convinced his parents. He probably triangulated his parents against the world, against Gabby's family, against everybody else. Because I tell y'all this all the time, a narcissist family doesn't owe anybody loyalty, and they are enablers of the behavior. If they didn't want to enable him, they would turn him in. But they're enabling him to allegedly get away with this crime that he's committed. Because he's pretty much famous now. Yeah, he's famous. He's everywhere. Every balding Caucasian man with a beard out there probably is trying to grow their hair out or cutting it completely bald. He probably has changed his appearance. Or he probably definitely changed his appearance. Shave his face, shave his head completely. You won't know who he is. He's blended through a crowd. But I'm pretty sure that his family knows where he's at. He's probably communicated to them through the mail and things like that because he's probably got them convinced that he didn't do anything wrong. But he's not going to turn himself in because if I turn myself in, they're going to plant this evidence on me. They're going to put it on me because of the body cam footage or whatever, where I was clearly a victim of domestic violence. Y'all know that look, Mom, you know that I was a victim of domestic violence. I was a victim there. She was beating me. She hit me. And I didn't do anything back. Got his mom on her side. My baby innocent. My baby didn't do, they hide it. My baby didn't do nothing. My baby Brian didn't do nothing. And that's exactly how it goes. That's why I say when you deal with narcissist parents, this should be the last place you go for support. Honestly, the narcissistic parents or their family should be the last place that you go to try to get some kind of support for a support system or anything like that because they're going to be on the narcissist side most of the time. It's just how it is. Then this is a prime situation. This is a prime example of them being enablers. And Gabby Petito's family knows. They're just like, he knows what they know. They know. Gabby Petito's family is like, yeah, they know Brian is alive. They probably know exactly where he is, but they are not telling him because they don't want their family to be drugged through the embarrassment of this crime or this trial or whatever. So my guess is if they hone in on him, they arrest him or get close to arresting him, he's probably going to unalive himself and take the coward's way out. Leave a note saying it wasn't his fault or what, blah, 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 blue, blue, blue. You know how it goes. But as you can see, this could be a clear example of, mental, physical, domestic violence that leads to, and I say it always escalates. It always escalates. A lot of people, like even Gabby said in the interview that he had put his hands on her cheeks, like grabbed her cheeks. He grabbed my cheeks like this. He'd already escalated to getting physical with her. It always escalates. When you go back to physically abusive people, it always escalates because they can push the boundaries. Oh, you didn't call the police the first time? Or the second time I did it? I'm going to escalate, see what I can do worse. And it got to the point where he probably choked her out and allegedly choked her out and did that to her. And she passed away. Y'all, stop forgiving people for putting their hands on you. It's not an accident. Punching you directly into your mouth is not an accident. Smacking you across the face is not an accident. Choking you, strangling you, putting that pillow over your face is not an accident. Leave those people alone. Protect yourself. Protect your peace. Because it gets worse. It just does get worse. You see the situation with Gabby Petito. Let this be an example for everybody out there in these domestically violent situations that compare yourself to Gabby. Let this be a warning to you to protect yourself, protect your peace, and protect your future. Anyways, y'all, got to hop over here. I got a one-on-one here in the next 30 seconds. I truly appreciate every single one of y'all. I'm thankful for y'all. I really, really do. Apple Music, Spotify, hit me that 5 stars. Please, 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 please. I really appreciate y'all. Mental Illness is out. Peace.